Alright, so hello, I'm Hayden, and today I'm going to be showing you how to clean your makeup brushes. The reason you should do this is because your brushes can host harmful bacteria that can cause acne, they can clog your pores, or they can even transfer bacteria that can cause boils or styes and anything like that. They can also clog your pores, which cause really bad acne sometimes, and you don't want that. You want your pores to be as free as possible and be able to breathe. You also want to clean them regularly because dust can collect on them, and you also don't want to be putting that on your face. And well-maintained brushes tend to last longer because water doesn't go into where the brush is glued at, and so it won't break down any of that glue. And also, the brush will stay softer so they don't irritate your skin as much. So today I'm going to be showing you how to do it. I have a dirty brush right here, and my cleaner, which I have the one from Japanesque. It's like a balm, so when you put water into it, it activates the soap. So what you're going to need is a dirty brush or brushes, some type of cleaner. You can use baby soap, just soap, a designated brush cleaner like this, or you can even use olive oil in some cases. So for the first step, what you want to do is you want to take your brush and wet it in warm water. You want the water to be warm just because that will help kill off any other bacteria that may be left that the brush cleaner didn't get. And then for the second step, in this case, you would go around and swirl it in here, which then activates the balm and gets the brush soapy. And if you're using like dish soap or anything like that, I would just put like a penny size into the palm of my hand and swirl it around in there. And then what I do, you can buy yourself a designated brush mat like that where there's grooves in it, so it actually helps clean the brush. But I just use my hand and I kind of cup it so I can get it into the grooves so that it can work and just kind of go off like that. So you want to make sure that you kind of go ham on your brush just so any of that excess can get out. And then what I do when I clean it is I go and I kind of brush everything outward from the base to the tip, just because that can help get off any excess product that may be stuck in there. And it can also help get the soap out, and again, the glue won't run down and into the base of the brush where your bristles are and ruin that. And so then once it's all clean, I just make sure to try and squeeze out any excess. And I also like to form it back into its shape, which for brushes that's really important, because if you leave it kind of frayed like this or something, it will dry like that and then your makeup won't apply the same. And so even just kind of swirling it around a towel like this can help form it back into its shape. And then what you want to do is kind of leave that from anywhere. It can be 1 hour to literally 5 hours. It just really depends on the size of your brush and how dense your bristles are. So I know like this one takes about 4 hours to dry. This one is pretty dense and can take maybe even longer than 4 hours. It just kind of depends on how much you can get the water out of there and how good you cleaned it. Now I noticed that sometimes I haven't gotten the soap all the way out of the brush, and if that happens, you can kind of tell because the brush feels kind of just sticky and not right. It's supposed to feel all feathery and soft, and sometimes it'll make the bristles clump together, so you'll know if that happens. And if that happens, you just want to dip it into the water, kind of swirl it around and clean it again. You don't necessarily want to put more soap in there just because that can cause it to build up even more in there, which you don't want. So if that happens, just clean off the excess, and if the excess doesn't come out, then you would want to go into your soap and use that. And then for this balm, you kind of want to swirl your finger or a washcloth or a paper towel in there just to kind of get any of the makeup residue out of there, because you don't want that, because then that can just build up in there and mold can grow. And then I also leave the top off of this to dry for a while, just so again mold and bacteria doesn't grow in here. And then, so all in all, cleaning your makeup brushes can be really beneficial because you won't get acne or styes or anything that could be harmful to you. Dust won't build up in there as often, and it keeps your bristles in nice shape.